That's right. Okay. So we've exhausted ourselves on listening and questioning. Now the question is, what do you want to learn this week? What is the most important thing for you? And so we're going to kind of switch gears here at the end of the day. What are some of the most important things for you to be able to walk away from this week and feel like, okay, that's a good thing? Yeah.
Targeting and attracting the right clientele.
Targeting and attracting the right clientele. Okay. Targeting and attracting.
And add to that retaining.
Okay. And there's a couple of key words here. Something like that. Targeting, attracting, and retaining the right clientele. Not just anybody out there, but the right clientele. Yeah, okay. We will be talking about that, so that's a good one. Yeah, Chandra.
Great systems and processes to help you be efficient and effective.
Okay, so efficiency. If you're not and effective processes, yeah. Right, and methodologies. Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about some of that. Yeah, Lori.
How to utilize the Virtuoso network to add value to my clients.
Okay, so Virtuoso as a resource for value add. See? I did used to teach English, but still can't spell. Yeah, good. Using Virtuoso for all of that. Absolutely. Yeah.
This was never part of her idea. She just put this in like 4 classes.
How to what?
I don't care what they want to learn.
Everything?
I'm with that part of it.
Okay, all right.
No. I put it in because she told me to.
Right. So again, some of those sort of efficiencies in the systems and the order in which you might do some of these things and so on. Yeah, okay, right, okay.
I'd like to add to that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We're also new, we haven't started really doing anything yet, but just doing the practice scenarios, we ran up against some things we're going,
How would I do that?
How do we do that? How do we find out? If we can't find it here, is there some other way? And also, what kind of resources we have through all of you guys? Through the Virtuoso Network. If we're trying to do something, who do we call? How do we get help? If, because we're ICs with an agency
Right.
far away from us. So there's nobody local that can come over and say, well, this is how you do it. Or is there YouTube training modules online?
Mm-hmm, okay,
There's part of, I know there's some of the VCK stuff online too.
Right.
the Travel Network, but there's some specific things. And those are much harder to find.
okay, all right. So how to get help, where to find some of the training. We got training on a lot of stuff, but where to find it, and what's going to be, appropriate to the particular question that you have as well, and maybe kind of put in here about network, because your network is honestly where all the answers lie. Yeah.
I think how to do like the business side of it. So like how much marketing should you do? How much do you have to do yourself? How much is available from Virtuoso? And then also like the social network instead of just maybe face-to-face networking, but time, energy, money, if at all, should you spend with social networking?
Okay.
as the business person?
Okay, let's see. How much in the way of resources, your financial resources towards, marketing, maybe in particular?
Well, yeah, it's kind of, so like we said at the beginning, having like a 30, 60, 90 day, like I would like to walk away with like business plan. Like
Okay.
these are things I need to do, again, whether that's weekly, monthly, daily, to help my business go forward.
Okay, all right. So resources towards business planning overall. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Following on that, then, should we be having a discussion about fees?
Mm-hmm. Fees. The famed fee conversation. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I've been having that conversation for about 10 years at Virtuoso. Yeah, exactly. Anything else? So the key things that you want to be able to go, okay, we got that. I've at least we've gone down that road a little ways. Anything else for anybody? Yeah.
Communication best practices maybe, or, like exercise we did, how to turn a closed-ended question into an open-ended.
Okay.
What are great ways to rephrase things and make them points?
Okay. So kind of communication best practices. Okay. Yeah.
Efficient project management skills, like time-related, just little tricks of the trade, I guess, to keep up with your client's schedule.
Okay. So kind of the project.
Them, I imagine that,
I'm going to call it client project management in particular. That is an important one, for sure. Yeah. Anything else that kind of springs to mind? Yeah.
I think going like with the first one then, again, being new, that you might have that attitude of like, well, I should take on anyone.
Uh-huh.
So how do you maybe like weed out people, whether it's at first or later on, who aren't your target clients?
Okay, maybe I'm going to call that when to say no.
and what to do with family and friends, too.
That's easy. Say no. Yeah. So no, that's not necessarily true. Okay. But family and friends, who we often go to, first for our businesses. Yeah, family and friends. And maybe I'm going to put this kind of positioning ourselves to family and friends. Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with working with our family and friends as long as they understand what it is that we're actually doing. Because they may think that you're a travel agent. And they think that you're free, and they think that you know about the best deal to XYZ. Yeah. Can get you a cheap deal. Right. So positioning ourselves there. Yeah, Bridget.
How to most effectively use our supplier sales rep, like when to use them and when not to use them, to use them most appropriately.
Right. These wonderful reps that are out there. When do we use them? When do we not use them?
Because I could see not using them enough, and I could also see you're using them.
Overusing them. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, asking too much, too often. Yeah. So there's what's the balance there?
One more, should we be talking about niche?
Niche, yes, your specializations. Niche or specialization. I've heard some specializations that have already, shown up here, and how to, or should we, be doing that early on in our career? Yeah, Summer.
Probably gonna sound like a stupid question, I'm sorry, but
No.
how to create a truly luxury experience? Like, I can go on to, Virtuoso tools, and I can pick some trips, and I can say, okay, go to the Coliseum, go to the Vatican, and go to Trevi Fountain, but how do you hear sometimes when you read these experiences that people have, or like if you get a brochure in the mail from TCS World Travel, and
Right.
you're like, they come up with things that you'd never even think of that are the height of luxury,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I want to sell, but I don't know how to find those experiences.
On sites. On sites. Yeah. But they're like a major resource, and people like TCS, they use on sites. That's where they find out about those sorts of things. So it's an around the world by private jet company. Yeah, well, we don't have TCS, but we do have other round the world by private jet. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This might go along with when to use supplier reps, effective use, but what is the etiquette? We were talking about it at lunch. I used it on-site, had them quoted, realized their hotel rates were ridiculously expensive.
Right.
So I said, I will book those on my own, but then use you for the rest of it. But I kind of felt like, had a client did that to me, I would have been disappointed, right? Because I just did this research. So what is the ethics behind using them or not using them, or reaching out to them for help, reaching out to multiple on-sites at the same time for different ideas? I'd love to get some background on that.
Okay, so
Kind of tie in with the supplier rep.
yeah. Well, yeah, it does, but on-sites are a little bit different. They are a little bit different because they can operate quite differently than, certainly than a tour company or just a hotel company or something like that. So we'll call it on-sites etiquette.
I started worrying about multiple markups
Two Ts?
throughout the process that then continues to drive the.
How do you spell etiquette? There we go. Good. Okay. So on-site etiquette, and looking at their proposal and going, man, how do I break this out? Or look at this differently, and maybe need to book your hotels separately or something like that.
Is it ethical to do that, or? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about all of that as well. Stephanie.
I've been noticing some people using their company's name when some people are self-branded. I'd like to talk about pros and cons.
Okay.
And if you do self-brand, what are some of the key lessons learned, and vice versa?
Okay. So for you ICs, do we have any? We've got a couple of staff people. Yeah, we got a couple of people who work on staff, work for those companies directly. The others of you are ICs and have an affiliation with a Virtuoso agency, right? Right. Okay. So what do we call it? Self-branding. Okay. So the whole branding issue. Okay. Good.
For me, one of the things that I've noticed is through the bit of training that we've had, and I may know more by the end of this 5 days, I hope, is how to use I forget the name of them, they're Classic and Avanti and those.
Okay. The
how-
wholesalers.
The wholesalers.
Okay.
So how do we know if somebody says, I want to do X, are we supposed to go through the Virtuoso, or how do we work the wholesalers, or how do we put together the best scenario?
Right. Okay. So the wholesaler versus the tour operator versus direct with each little piece of things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. That's another little one that has to be kind of nuanced a little bit.
Maybe
Bridget.
some tips on adding the wow factor.
Okay.
Ideas.
Yep. Yeah, did you have a little wow factor in your room last night? Very nice. Yeah.
Lena, she was amazing. I don't know if anyone else has heard. Lena, who delivered, she came in, she was dancing around the room. She's like, I got some gifts for you. And I was like, hi. She was wonderful. She was spectacular.
Yeah. Well, you'll be happy.
That's the wow factor.
She was the wow factor. Absolutely. You'll be happy to know that the general manager, co-owner of Aquilina, the general manager, and some of their people are going to be with us and talk with us a little bit on Sunday, or on Thursday rather.
They'll be with us tonight as well.
What's that?
They'll be with us tonight as well.
And they'll be with us tonight. Yeah.
The GM is also the co-owner, or the
No, GM
GM
and the co-owner of the agent company here.
I'm just curious on a philosophical level, some hotels who have direct booking benefits, so their clients do go out there, and how Virtuoso, and how we kind of manage that, if there at times appears to be giving them, our clients a benefit to book direct. How
Right.
we either combat that, or
Right.
Sometimes what? No, we were saying that it's a better rate, that's what you're saying with the direct booking, they get a better rate if they do direct booking?
Or they have benefits through their Amex card or
Yeah.
those sorts of things.
You can go online to some hotels and it will say, if you book direct with us, you are gonna get this, which, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're suggesting a hotel, of course your client's gonna go on at some point and research it.
Right.
And go, oh, well, I can book direct, why don't I just do that?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Amenities, we try to give them the amenities and sell on the amenities.
Yeah. So there's so there's that, and we'll talk about some of that as well. Yeah, Angela.
Oh, no, I
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have anything that's kind of burning out there that's like, ooh, I really want to have this answered by the end of the week?
You know,
Scott.
We were putting together a trip within our neighborhood, and the Chamber of Commerce in our town put together an almost identical trip.
Mm.
And, you know, through another travel agency actually in a different state, and I thought, boy, that's a brilliant way to market, is to have chambers of commerces or churches, whatever, sell the trip that you put together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering how we would organize our trip so we can have all the same things plus other things in it. So I'd like to understand how we would organize that.
So, actually, so group travel,
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're.
or the marketing of it, or both.
Or both, but
Okay,
mainly
all
how
right.
we organize that. So, because we live in an over 55 community, and
Mhm.
our plan is to go to many other of those because they often have enough money to travel. And of course, if you're marketing or selling, as you said, you want to, how do you do that? You want to go to people that can do that.
Right.
So, for example, when we were on a cruise, we were invited to an art gallery on a ship, and it turns out that that is now the largest art gallery in the world, because they only sell the cruise ship passengers who have a discretionary
Mm-hmm.
income.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're now the largest in the world. We're on 23 ships. So,
Good Lord.
you
Who's
know,
that?
They don't deal with people walking off the street, right?
Yeah.
The only people that come into their gallery
Are people who are cruising and feeling leisurely and like, ooh, honey, I think we need that. Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one thing that I would add to what Scott's comment, basically, we haven't put our trip together yet.
Yeah.
This brochure came out, and we're looking, and our little group is going, well, how can we do better than that? Either on price or on things that get included. And that's sort of what we're looking for, is like, oh, crud. Now we have to figure out a better trip than they've got planned, and the pricing has to be somewhat competitive.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so this group travel, which can be very, very lucrative for people. How to do that, how to target it, how to market it. Absolutely. Okay, great. Anything else? That's a lot. That's a lot. I don't know. We might have to stay until Sunday. Okay. But you'll be happy to know that we will, in fact, at the very least, touch on almost everything here. I think that we talked about when you were first looking at this course. What we don't do is we're not going to teach you the GDS system. We're not going to teach you SABRE. We're not going to teach you, some of those things. But we will, be able to discuss some of these things in the course of our conversations over the next few days. And then be able to show you where you can get more information on these things as well. Okay? Good. All righty. Well, Jay, shall we see what people learned this today?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Let's get your self-assessment back out.
Yeah, let's look at that again.
So let's take your self-assessment from this morning. Hopefully you were going to know a bit more about what each of these things that we talked about between advising is and isn't. 5. So you, of course, rated yourselves this morning on 1 to 5. Did you think you knew more? Did you know less? Did you know less? Did you know more? So reevaluate that. And then put in just 1 or 2 key takeaways for you on each of those topics.
These little day assessments can be a really good way to when you get back to your offices, to talk to your colleagues, to talk to your, your advisor, your advocate, your manager, your owner.
After we do the key takeaways and we do the superpowers, let's just swap the flip charts and we'll use that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be quicker that way.
Okay, everybody got those down?
Okay. Well, let's just take a moment here before we have our final exercise of the day, and or final two. We've got two more things to do here. And look at, sort of based on the substance of what it is that we were talking about today, what are your key takeaways from today and the subject matter that we were talking about throughout the day? What are some of your key takeaways? Yeah, Shannon.
Speak less and listen more.
Okay, yeah. Speak less and listen more. Yep, our quick way to developing trust. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Learn how to better articulate what a travel advisor is.
Okay,
When
okay.
I'm telling them what I'm gonna be, they say, what's that?
Right, okay. So getting a little bit more in the way of travel advisor language. Yeah, because that can be tricky. That can be tricky because, again, there's sort of an assumption out there that people know what it is that you do. And it isn't. And that's a big distinction that we really work hard at going, no, we're not travel agents. We are professional travel advisors, and that means this.
But it's having that verbiage.
Yeah, you got to have the language for it. Good, good. And we'll do more on that, too. Yeah, yes.
I'm going to slow down, and prior to meeting or speaking with a client, get in the place of being able to receive and to listen.
Ah, right.
I'd like the 6 critical skills of some of those planning worksheets are really important calls that you don't know them very well, especially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that kind of slow down, stop to think about this sort of this rasa, approach here, and we get really busy and we get really excited, as well. So that kind of take a breath and slow it down just a little bit and be ready to. Not show up and throw up. Okay, that's a good one. I haven't heard that one before. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Learn to ask the right questions.
Okay. Right. About questions. Yeah. And there's never a wrong question, really, but there are more effective questions out there for sure. And having them be the most effective and producing the most information for you. Yeah, Brianna.
That it's okay to not know things right away.
Yeah.
That it's going to take time and practice to build client lists and to build trips that are wow and wonderful for everyone, and
Right.
to be patient with myself.
Yes, yes, that's a very good one. Being patient with yourself. You are in a learning curve here. As adults, we have a hard time with that learning curve. And you've all just come out of professions and careers where you were at the top of your game. You were who everybody went to for your particular expertise. And now all of a sudden you're a rookie all over again. And it is very uncomfortable not to know. And so sometimes we compensate for it, and we don't need to. We can be patient with ourselves as we go through this learning curve. Yeah, that's very insightful. Yeah, Bridget.
Make no assumptions until the evidence presents itself.
Right, right. No assumptions. Very important. On almost every level, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Chandra.
To not let bias hold you back.
Okay. It is a sneaky thing. Yeah, that bias, it's insidious. It's insidious. Yeah.
But it's just like be aware that my self-bias might be leading the questions to be more aware of.
Yeah, including self-bias. Yeah, very important. Absolutely. Yeah. Valerie. Yeah. These partner relationships. Were any of you around for Virtuoso Week or have been to Virtuoso Week? Oh, a whole bunch of you have. Yeah, yeah. Talk about suppliers. Yeah, yeah. You got supplier partners out there, out the wazoo. Yeah, there's a bunch of them that you meet. Yeah.
I have a good story. Last weekend, my husband had business at Montage Palmetto Bluff.
Uh-huh.
And I remembered the rep, and I told her I knew I was coming in October.
Right.
In August, so I reached out to her, and the resort was showing sold out. We were in a group rate in a room with 2 beds, or someone was coming, and so I prayed, and which was fine. I arranged for a site visit.
Right.
With her. She got us an upgrade to a 1-bedroom suite, so my son has his own area. She went above and beyond. There was something for me in the room, some snacks. And so it was my first time having that. She really appreciated me reaching out,
Right.
even though I was already there,
Right.
and doing such a favor when she could have, through a higher paying guest, could have wowed them with upgrades she did me on
Right.
a very busy weekend. So
Yeah.
I'm going to nurture that relationship.
Yes, absolutely. And that's a good one too. The montage relationship is a very good relationship. Yeah. No, and that's really all it takes. You've met them somewhere. You met them at Virtuoso Week. You know, you mentioned it. You reached out. They're like, trust me, they want you to see their hotels at the best possible situation. You know, and okay, so it wasn't rack rate. You know, you were there with a group even. But they were, you know, more than willing to make sure that something special took place. Yeah, yeah, that's a great example of that. Anything else that kind of today popped out for you? This is quite a lot. Yeah, this is quite a lot here. So speak less, listen more. The language, getting some language. That will be a key ingredient this week, is getting some of the language around some of these things, but about being a travel advisor, for instance. Questioning more effectively. It's okay not to know everything right now. About assumptions, about bias, and about our partner relationships. All just incredibly important for all of us as we move forward. Before we go to our next little piece, Angela, I want you as our yoga instructor. It is now time where everyone's energy is just about at the bottom of the barrel. So get us up here and energize us just a little bit. Well, we do a superpower first.
No, let's do that after we do the test. Because this is the takeaways. This is the
okay. Why don't you come up here?
Okay, everyone raise your hands up towards the sky. On left, right. Big breath in. Exhale as you bring your hands to your heart center. Again, big breath in as you raise up. Exhale as you take the middle of your body. One more just like that. Nice and big. Big breath in. And exhale down. Little heart opener. Interlace your hands at your low back. Press your palms together and open up your chest towards the sky or the ceiling. Lift your chin. And then reach your chin towards your chest. And release. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. Point your hands towards the sky. Go ahead and lean to your left or
whichever way. Yeah.
Big breath as you come center. Exhale the other side. And stand up nice and tall.
Perfect. Yeah. Good. Okay. I'd say that we ought to call on her every afternoon. What do you say?
No, you're right. Let's do this and then we'll do the end.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, now, one of the things that was actually on your list is like, how do I find out how to do some of these things? Well, one of the ways that we find out how to do some of these things is through our network. You know, in this room, I'll guarantee you that we can solve almost any issue that anybody has. And we don't even know anything yet, okay? So we know, but we know a lot. So what we'd like to do in this exercise is really kind of look at what is your superpower. And what I mean by that is stop and think about what are one or two things that you are kind of really great at, or you're kind of the most of out there.
It doesn't have to be work related either.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be, but let's stop and think in terms of like, maybe you're particularly good at doing, well, I know we got some spreadsheet queens in here, okay? And for some people, a spreadsheet is like, oh, shoot me first, than trying to deal with a spreadsheet. Or maybe somebody in here is really good at marketing messaging, okay? Or you're really good at editing. You're a good editor. Maybe you're really good at a particular destination out there. You've lived somewhere or something like that. So what is it that we can look at from each of you that each of us can tap into from your previous career or something that you have acquired along the way? So thinking along those lines. Maybe one of you is like really good at managing email, which is like, that's a superpower, okay? All right? So be thinking, because I'm going to call on each one of you on this, all right? And would someone like to start? Okay, we're going to start with Heather.
I'm a good investigator.
A good investigator. So what do you mean by that?
Past life I was a criminal affairs investigator, so I'm good at investigations
Okay, okay, so good at research. Yeah, and sort of what's involved in really digging down into the details. Okay, okay, okay. So we're going to say research here for Heather. Dig into the details. What'd you say you used to do? Oh, Lordy. She does know where a few bones are buried, doesn't she? Yeah, good. Yeah, Scott.
I like to tell stories.
Okay. All right.
You're all over it.
I certainly do. Okay, okay. Is there an anatomy of telling a story?
Well, what I've discovered in my sales career is that when you're trying to make a point, you can use a story to make that point.
Okay.
You can create credibility that way. I mean, you could say, well, when I was in this other situation, this is how I solved that problem.
Right.
It's so much more powerful because you sort of name drop the company. Or people like stories, they remember stories. They don't remember facts and figures at all.
Right.
But I mean, many of the stories that were told here are very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, particularly when you were hearing about some clients like the long time. I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The elevator that didn't work. I mean, I remember that stuff much more easily than if it's just a fact.
Right. So how to incorporate story into the sales process. Got it. Wonderful. Got it. Who else? It's a superpower. Yes, my dear. Amanda.
I love putting together presentations, utilizing spreadsheets for analysis, for filling in on this. Like I do sometimes depending on the trip, a spreadsheet where I have each hour, and I have thought through their itinerary to logically how long will this transportation. You know, you say you want to do 2 half-day tours. What does that
mean?
really look like?
Right.
And I fill it in and I do options and I have to back up. And when I have that presentation in my hands, I feel like I'm doing I've chosen the right career.
Got it.
That,
Okay.
Just that alone gives me joy.
Got it. Okay. If it brings us joy, who's Maria Kondo? Yeah. Does it spark joy? Does it spark joy out there? Spreadsheets spark joy for Amanda. Yeah. Got it. Yeah, well, it's a good use of all those spreadsheets. But a spreadsheet can be a very intimidating thing for people who don't know how to use them. Okay, you got the dumbed down version for most of us. Okay. All right. Good. Angela, I'm going to kind of go around the room here. Organization. So how could we use your organizational skills as an example?
I think somebody brought up they wanted to know like how to, or so when I started, I was kind of just like all over the place and nobody told me how to do anything, so I had to make my own.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of coincides with spreadsheets and just creating a system for myself, a checklist.
Okay.
And having an LLC, just everything has to be in place, paying taxes.
Okay, that in and of itself is sort of understanding the LLC, rules and laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't gone that direction just yet. Yeah. Not in California. Nothing's easy in California. How about you, Bridget?
Well, I was first going to, like Heather, I'm very good at research, especially computer research, but I'm also going to say I feel I'm good at gathering data and making lists.
Okay, so gathering data. All right. And making lists so that you can, right, get it organized and so on. Got it. Okay. All right. Kip?
I think I have 2 things.
Okay.
I'm not sure which would you rather use. I think the fact that I've traveled to almost all the Spanish-speaking countries in the world.
Whoa, yes.
I make paella. I eat really interesting things when I go, so food and wine. And also, because I was a principal for a number of years, I know the importance, and it fills my soul when I build trust in relationships when I can collaborate effectively and build consensus. And
Yeah.
I do that, that's just part of who I am. So I don't know anything about both of them. That's the only way to make the school work.
Is through consensus, yeah, absolutely.
Collaborating
And consensus,
trusting
right.
relationships.
Right.
Only way.
So that can be a very important, I mean, this is a kind of thing that literally you could get on the phone with Kip one day when you're having a problem with something like this and go, talk to me about how to maybe work with some of my colleagues. I'm having a hard time with that kind of thing. But along with that is your Spanish and the Spanish-speaking countries that you have traveled to. That could be a huge asset for somebody who's, a client calls them next week and they're looking to travel to Argentina, okay? And it's like, whoa, talk to me. Yeah, and you need somebody that you want to talk to other than an on-site or other than, just to get some overall ideas. Great, right. Love it. Brenda.
Finding the off-the-beaten path sort of activity.
Okay, so finding the off-the-beaten path. Okay, give us an example of that.
Did you know there's a cruise only for chocolate lovers?
Ah. Yeah, we didn't know that there was a cruise for chocolate lovers. Okay, what's another example of some offbeat thing that you found?
I don't want to give you all my secrets.
She charges for her services. Yeah. Yeah. So where do you find these things?
All over, really.
Yeah? So you're kind of a voracious reader about all these types of things?
I've always done all the usual stuff.
Okay.
Like for those people that are like tired of what their neighbors have done and
Mm-hmm.
relatives have done, just like that they can still see everything, but
Yeah.
in a different light.
Okay. Well, there too. You might want to get a hold of Brenda when you're like, I am out of ideas. give me an idea. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped over you, Brianna.
Okay. So I was a former physics teacher, so math, like changing currencies and kilometers and miles.
Okay.
Is definitely something that I really like. And then I guess going with that and being a teacher, we always had to dealing with math and physics, not everyone's favorite subject. So like with failing students, right? How do you talk to their parents? So that's definitely something that, like how do you sandwich together, like I'm hearing that your trip wasn't good.
Okay,
So glad that you're
wonderful.
bringing that to my attention. Like thank you for telling me about it during your vacation so we could correct it as opposed to waiting until you come home and, then I can't do anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
So in like making them feel that not only like heard, but that like you're there to help them
Right.
navigate wherever it is that they are.
Yeah.
Like that language of like, oh, thank you for telling me this, and I'm so glad you brought this to my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I love it. So not only on the math side of things, and you probably even have some favorite currency converters and different things like that, which is a really smart thing to have at your fingertips. And the conversion of kilometers to miles and the different things like that, but having difficult conversations. Yeah, probably both of you guys have had a lot of experience with having difficult conversations. Yeah. Yes. Now I have to remember how to spell your name. Is it Y?
Yeah.
Even though it's pronounced with a J. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Yadi.
Yadi. Okay, what's your superpower?
I
For
want to
us.
say is attention to detail and patience.
Okay.
Attention to detail because I'm a perfectionist, so when I'm putting things together, I'm looking everything up. I just go the extra mile.
Okay.
To make sure that every detail is done. And I guess it comes from my background in quality. So I've always
Okay.
tried to make sure everything's done right. Patience because I've been told a lot that I have patience speaking with people. So I have ways of turning negative situations around by
Mm-hmm.
always staying middle in a conversation.
Mhm.
I also have an extreme well tone to speak with.
Right.
sit with someone
Right,
and
right.
communicate. And for whatever reason, I'm stellar at that. So,
With the elderly in particular.
and
Okay.
going back to kid with Spanish, because I also have Spanish.
Yep.
The great thing about having any second and third language is that you're able to expand your market.
Right.
So you're able to not only sell, even if you're in the United States, to your customers and clients here, but you're also able to tap into other markets that of whatever language you speak and sell.
Right.
And that's great.
Right. So your background was in quality management?
Quality compliance.
Quality compliance. Yeah.
So I'm like extremely, I'm a Portuguese, but I want to,
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, even around the whole idea of quality compliance as a superpower, really actually understanding what that is and how you can apply that into the work that we are doing as well. Yeah, love it. And Spanish speaking, and oh my gosh, you can talk to the elderly, please. That's great. No, there's a lot of. First off, there's a lot of money in that generation.
I used to have a manager, she says, you don't even break tone. Like, I'll sit there and listen, and I can, sometimes as a human, you get frustrated when someone's asking you, and you just stay so calm, you stay so patient, people, and I have an endearing relationship with people.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's great. That's great. You have a great relationship with them. You have a great relationship with their children as well. Yeah. Susie.
So I will take no for an answer.
Okay.
When it comes to amenities and getting things that, like let's say they're saying we're not honoring this, we're only going to give you breakfast for two, but there's three in a suite. I get that third breakfast, and my client, I tell them I need to beggar because I go back passive aggressively, and it's really worked out for me.
Maybe we'll call you a negotiator. Okay. All right.
But to get them value-added amenities that they might not have gotten.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Great. So I'm sure there's little tips and tricks on that front, for sure. Yeah. Debbie.
Mine's a little soft, but indescribable, but it's intuition. It's driven everything in my entire life. And I have had many people tell me that I have incredible intuition, that has worked personally, professionally, in every which way. And my gut leads everything for me. So it works well in terms of working with people and kind of getting to know them and understanding them. And if something doesn't feel right, I really listen to it.
Got it.
And then I'm also an incredible problem solver. So part of that is not taking no for an answer, doing research. But my husband sort of makes fun of it as hopefully, yeah, and you're good at solving problems, like you just said it the other night. Like, well, I am. Don't make fun of me.
Yeah, that's right. I solved plenty of your problems.
I just refuse to accept that it can't be done or can't be fixed.
Right.
I don't like a dead end. I will find a way around it.
Got it. All right. Good. Stephanie, what's something that other people in this room could call on you because you're really good at this?
I know there's a pizza place. No.
That's a good thing to know.
I can, what I would say my superpower would be is I am a good connector and networker, but I don't mean being able to go into a room and, I met, for example, Amanda and Debbie last night told me about their husband's interest in boats. I will remember that, and I can connect it later to something a month, a year from now, that I might call her and say, I have something that I thought of you today, or drop you a note. I remember details that people tell me about themselves, and I've moved a lot, so I've found that people share sometimes a lot of details with me about their life, that maybe because I am transient, or maybe it's my personality, but I take those to the grave with me, but I will leverage them to network or connect them to things later in life that maybe I'll write a note. I thought of you. I was standing, like I was at Patty's in Nashville thinking of fried chicken, and I know you love fried chicken. It was like I said that 2 years ago somewhere.
Yeah.
So I think a superpower to me is to take things out of context and bring them to a personal human connection.
Got it. All
And
right.
network to people together
Yeah.
in a way that is unique, the way I see it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah,
my-
absolutely. That's definitely a
Pizza
superpower.
too.
And
New
pizza.
York pizza.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Heather, what could somebody come? Oh, we started with you about researching and digging into details. And Scott, we've got you and Nora.
I'd say language and editing.
Ah, okay.
Fascinated with languages, not that I'm great at a lot of languages, but I love them. But I've done a lot of editing. I used to work quality control. I used to work for a mystery shopping company. We did the editing there.
Huh.
Audio, video editing, but also language editing. So
Huh.
a lot of editing, some for UK and Word and
Okay. Okay. So including language editing. Yeah. Those of you who are working in putting something out to another English-speaking country, even. There's ways that the Brits speak English, and there's ways that the Americans speak English, and ways that the Aussies speak English, and so on. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. So you're a good editor, like that. Valerie.
I love making things beautiful. So I will go to like the ends of the earth looking for the right picture if I'm putting together a proposal.
Uh huh.
If I'm doing hard copy documents, I will create what I think is going to make people feel wow. And I always look for the wow moments or look for moments to create something super special. So for instance, I had clients who just went and did a cycling trip in Spain, and I packaged up a little card, made a little card for them that said no peeking. You can only open it on the plane, and then it was tickets to a flamenco show at the School of Dance in Seville.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just had offhandedly, oh, we'll have to go to the flamenco show, but don't put it in the itinerary.
Right.
So I just did it, put it in there.
Uh-huh.
But it was at my expense.
Uh-huh.
But I wanted them to have that moment, and they loved that moment.
Yes.
They loved the whole execution.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what I love to do.
Got it. So when you need some ideas, and you're kind of like, oh my God, how do I make this special? Valerie would be a good one. That's some, how to wow? Yeah. So, and sometimes it just takes brainstorming. It's like, can I have 15 minutes of your time? I want to try and figure out how to do X, or punch up my final documents, or do something, extraordinary. That may or may not cost anything, much at all extra. Yeah, yeah. Love it. Okay. Shonda.
I definitely say my ultimate superpower is my faith, and that leads me or has led me to having a great kind of personal energy and optimism, leadership, and decisiveness.
Okay. Okay.
And so I have a real keen ability to kind of sort through a lot of superfluous information, if you will, and get to the bottom line, like to really
Yep.
just help figure things out.
I spelled that wrong too. How do you spell decisive? There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And based on a personal set of values that elevate you and your energy and how it is that you approach life. Yeah. Well, I think we can all probably see that. Yeah. In who you are as well. But this ability to get to decisions, that can be a really hard thing for a lot of people. And how to actually make a decision around things. So Shonda would be somebody to contact on that front. Yeah. Lori, I'm running out of space here. I'm gonna move to a...
I'm really good at reading people.
Uh-huh.
I get a sense of what somebody is feeling or their specific emotion. So I think sometimes that plays into the fact that I'm an excellent hostess. I can just kind of almost help determine what somebody would enjoy or not enjoy. So
Uh-huh.
that would be helpful. But I'm an introvert. I'm really shy. My heart beating so fast. So I'm really good behind the scenes, not in the front, which I think is important because it always has to be a behind the scenes
Yeah. Okay. So, which is a really important. So, do you like some of the that kind of the implementation behind the scenes, or on the?
Everything together and then just having that wow factor just come into play.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So somebody's gonna really like it or really want it. If it's
Yeah.
going the wrong way, then let's try to cut it off.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Cindy.
I'm gonna give two, one very travel related and one more business related.
Uh-huh.
Travel related, excellent gear and packing list guide if you haven't
Great.
been going on adventure travel.
Right.
I've been on so many and I've weeded through a lot of really bad lists, either way too much or way too little, so knowing
Right.
what's really critical. And then more on the business side, using technology to create efficiencies. I don't know if I'm lazy, yeah, I am kind of lazy, but I don't ever want to touch anything more than once. So if there's ever a time you're duplicating entry, or you are segmenting data, or your Excel spreadsheet isn't in the format that you need for an auto upload in a client base or something, don't start retyping it, don't start recreating it. We can probably use a resource to do that in a fraction of the time.
Great. That is that. So that's huge right there. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Right. So this is something very, very concrete here that you guys can dig into. Not only this whole gear and packing list routine. I agree with you. There's a whole bunch of really, out there. So understanding that, especially when it comes to on the adventure market place, but tech for efficiencies. Not touching these things more than once. Beautiful. That's absolutely right on the nose. Yeah, love it. Marlene.
So I am good at hotel booking.
Aha.
I used to be a reservation manager for different hotels, and
Ah.
I think that's from that. And so I know the hotel language and can help in this job. Yeah.
Yep. That's huge. Okay. What was one of your pet peeves as a hotel reservationist when people would call in? I'm talking now in particular when a travel agent or travel advisor would call in.
What do you mean pet peeve?
Something that would be like, oh, really? They're asking this, or they're saying this, or annoying.
Yeah, I noticed that travel advisors would always ask for amenities, additional things, additional.
Better be careful of Susie over there. She negotiates the hell out of you. Yeah.
Just one more practice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing that comes to mind. But
Okay.
I always had, and it's very important, a very good relationship with travel advisors.
Uh-huh.
It's very important.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Good. What would be a tip for any of us when it comes to calling the hotel res line and getting a hold of someone like you? Is there particular kind of information that we should have, or what are some of the things that came to mind?
Well, be patient, because sometimes hotels reservation teams are kind of busy. It's always a very fast pace, and so. But I don't know.
Yeah, just kind of have all the information at hand. Number one, probably. Yeah.
That's important. Yeah.
Right. Oh, I didn't get their credit card yet. Yeah.
There's
Right.
nothing we can do without that.
That's right. Got it. Good. So your hotel res background would be, that's a superpower right there. Yeah, love it. Summer.
A couple of things. I'm really good at the research. I used to be a title researcher for Chicago Title Insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to research ownership all the way back to the links and change and meets and bounds, and
Right.
people would disappear and there was never a divorce or a death certificate, so it'd be really interesting to figure out where people went.
Yeah.
So researching is essentially because you can't miss it because it's an insurance policy. So
Right.
the company can get sued. So it taught me to be really detail oriented. And I'm into the processes and checklists. Like right now I'm in the process of creating a booking checklist that I hope to develop to a level where I can actually sell it. That encompasses every single thing that you have to do with travel, but extras as well that people don't think about, like dress codes. city or something of that nature, to show tickets, to transportation, to the weather, to some pretty comprehensive looking checklist to sell someday as a tool.
Cool. All right. I love it. I love it. Yeah, maybe you can sell it to Virtuoso one day. Cynthia.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Research and attention to detail. I am a research nerd, and I love to dig in and find out. For example, I went to Florence and found out during Easter that they have special festivals, and where is the festival and what's happening.
Right.
Also have a pretty solid wine understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I'll do research around that. So I went to Mendoza and worked through the hotel to do the tours.
Right.
I actually researched each winery to figure out, for the people that we're going with.
Got it.
What's going to be the best experience. So.
Got it. Got it. Got it. And your background as an executive assistant.
Yes.
Do you have any idea how important that is to understand what a great executive assistant does and how it is that they operate and how it is that they actually are the gatekeepers to the executives and how it is when your business gets large enough that you get ready to hire an assistant, you want some of the very traits that exist in an executive assistant. So that is also a superpower that you have, is those years of experience out there as an executive assistant. And how to navigate people like you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is important.
People don't realize you might not get in to see it.
That's right.
You don't build a relationship with that person.
Right.
The assistant, if you don't treat them respectfully.
Right, right, right. So I think that's if you're working with an executive who works very closely with an executive assistant, you might want to give her a call and say, talk to me about how to navigate that world.
And sometimes you're not even dealing with the executive.
Right, exactly. You're only dealing with the executive assistant. That's right, that's right. And a lot of your C-level clients are going to be operating like that. And Shannon.
Well, I don't know if it's really a superpower, but it's more of a passion, I guess. I specialize in Disney destinations.
That's right.
There are luxury. My company specializes in luxury Disney. We do. I know it sounds funny, but it is true.
It's very true.
You can go on a Disney cruise, and through Adventures by Disney, you can book private excursions. You can do all kinds of various things. They do river cruises. They do, private tours, Europe, Australia, all over the world. So even though it says Disney, you'd think the mouse and theme parks, but there's a lot of luxury excursions and things that you can do even through with that Disney brand.
Right. And for adults only, yeah. Even though Disney is not a Virtuoso preferred organization, your clients are going to go to Disney at one point or another. They're going to be going there, and it can be a very luxurious level. And we work with not the Disney properties, but some of the other luxury properties. Four Seasons as example. Right. 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 It's not unusual to think in terms of $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $75,000 that people are spending. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Good. So you might want to take a picture of some of this when the time comes, because you've actually got some resources in this room that are very valuable. So above and beyond our cocktail conversations. Okay? So the final thing for the day is our final little quiz for the day. We've been talking about building relationships today, know what travel advising is, what it isn't, understanding the listening bias, connecting, listening, understanding, and now we're back to our assessment for the day.
Ask you to try and do this without your book first. So give your best attempt to put this information into what is on there. And then if you need to pull out your notes and have a look at those, you can feel free to do that.
what separates.
What separates from the two, is that what you're
Right.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just giving that example for the rest of it, but we looked at it earlier.
Right, right.
Okay, I think people are
Okay, about
pretty
done?
much finished. Yeah.
Okay, so stage one. What is the point of differentiation?
Price.
Cost.
Price,
that's correct.
cost,
And
yep.
the relationship type? Transactional. All right. Stage two, point of differentiation? Knowledge. And the relationship type? Okay. And stage three, point of differentiation?
Creativity.
Creativity and relationship type? Okay. And stage 4, point of differentiation? Personal bond. And the relationship type? Collaborative. Okay, and so what is, somebody give me the definition of bias. Whatever, what your definition of bias is.
Your first impression?
Well, it can certainly be a first impression.
Could be
Yeah.
a first impression, yeah.
I put viewing a situation through your personal lens instead of being neutral.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
And I said, combination of your cultural background and experiences that shape your perceptions in a potentially negative way.
Good, okay. 3 steps to better listening. Somebody give me 1 step.
No distractions.
No distraction?
Stop talking.
Stop talking?
Make good eye to listen.
Good eye, stop talking. Oh, go ahead.
Prepare to listen.
Okay. Susie, what did you have? Give me 1.
Let them talk.
Okay,
That's
good.
what I said. Ask open-ended questions.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Jadi, what did you have?
Be patient.
Okay. Angela?
Use body prepare to receive, be receptive.
All right. Okay. Trust
Great.
equation. C. Credibility. All right. R. Reliability. And I. Intimacy. Or spooning. And then
However you get
and then S.
Self-orientation.
You may see all of this at some point on Friday.
Yeah, okay. Hint, hint. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay.
Okay, so this evening, as we get ready to have our cocktail reception hosted by the Aquilina Resort and Spa, there are some things that you should be aware of, and it is all about first impressions, not just tonight, but it is going forward. It's about all the relationship that we've talked about today, the first impressions, like those bias impressions, but it's about the impressions that you're going to make on your clients, the impressions you're going to make on the partners, the same kinds of things. And so here are some first impression statements.
Right. It's all pretty obvious. We know this. But, you know, something else that you might want to stop and think about is you're going to be spending some time, in fact, here at our cocktail reception tonight with these people from this incredible property, Aquilina. What more do you want to know about Aquilina? What do you want to know from some of these people? You know, have a question or two in mind that's about them or their backgrounds, or, you know, so that you can have a conversation with them. So it is hosted this evening from 6 to 7:30 p.m. We're going to meet outside the spa. Is that right?
Yes.
Or was it by the bar?
It's just up, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't hear that.
So you'll meet by just right outside the bar. We were all at the bar last night. In the bar. Okay, where we were last night?
So we won't be outside.
That's where we're going to be outside, but we're going to meet there first. Okay? Yes. Yeah, just off the lobby. So it's at the bar, and you're going to want to wear these little dudes.
Yeah, so we have
Okay?
badges back here, so we'll get those to you.
All right.
This is in there, so we provided that.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about it, but it's a resource that's in your binder.
What's going to happen at 6 o'clock is they're going to break you into groups, and you're going to be able to, they're going to take you on a site inspection so that you'll see more of the property and so on, okay? So be there at 6 with your name badges on, and then after that, then we're going to actually be outdoors. So that'll be awfully nice. So, yeah, I mean, dress accordingly, but we're going to be outdoors, so resort casual, you know, kind of thing. In your binder, just for your own edification here, there is kind of a little checklist of what to be looking for when you are looking at a 5-star property, and you know, a little bit of a checklist, like you know, what is their brand promise? At the curbside, was your car met? Was it friendly? Did they know your name at the front desk by the time you arrived at the front desk? How did the bellman deal with your luggage? Did they leave it there? Did they pull it out and put it on the rack? All of these sorts of things you're going to want at one point or another, and your agency may already have this for you, but a consistent way for you to look at properties and tour companies and so on, so that you're getting consistent information every time. So this is something that somebody could build into, something that you can have on your phone, so that you could actually, make notes on things like this. But you've got this in your book.
How to make these on like a template on an iPhone? So
Oh,
we can
yeah,
fill it out?
absolutely, easy.
You know how to do
Yeah,
this?
yeah, and we'll feed it into a smart sheet or a spreadsheet for you.
Yeah, so we could, when I go somewhere and I have my phone, I can just write it in?
Good connection right there. And then there's an interesting article to read sometime at your leisure about these 5-star brands and how they can look and feel quite differently when they're, when you're in Europe or you're in other parts of the world. Okay, so 5-star can equate just a little bit differently. So, yes.
I have a clarifying question.
Yes.
because Attire, I thought tonight was business attire, and you
Yeah.
just said resort, so.
Well, we're at a resort, so business resort, look nice. Okay, look nice, look nice. Brush your teeth, comb your hair, okay, and it's obviously it's a nice place, so you want to look nice. And we are going to be stepping outdoors where the reception is going to be actually outside, okay, out by the beach, right? Up to you, but you're going to be outdoors. Yeah. Yes, yeah, absolutely. So you can leave a couple of things. You can leave your books, leave your name badge or your name tent, all that stuff. You can leave that right here. Pick up your garbage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your cup,